You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Police Teacher. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover a 12 episode anime TV series from 2002, which is for today's anime review, is Police Teacher. Police Teacher is an anime television series directed by Yasunori Ide, written by Yosuke Kuroda, and produced by Bandai Visual. It was later adapted into a manga and light novel and centers on a group of friends and the odd things that happen to them after they get a new teacher. So, this anime TV series only has encapsulated only 12 episodes from January 10th, 2002 to March 28th, 2002 for only 3 months, I believe. Another 3-month anime TV series as well. So without any further ado, which is right here, right now, let's review Police Teacher. So let's begin. Police Teacher is a story mainly revolving around a tight-knit group of friends in high school and how they cope with the several life-changing events that are never too far off from intimate relationships. The main character is a boy named Kei Kusanagi who suffers from a very rare disease which causes a comatose state, referred to as standstill as well. Yeah. Whenever he is under severe emotional distress, but before the beginning of the story, Kei, at 15 years of age, has fallen into a standstill, lasting 3 years after witnessing the suicide, particularly what of his elder sister. After recovering, he quietly moved away from home in order to avoid social difficulty. Due to his long absence, which you guessed it, what you see what is going on in Police Teacher, and began living with his uncle, who is a medical doctor, and aunt. Due to a strange nature of how he came to live there, Kay wanted to keep the situation a secret from his new friends for a fear of being ostracized as being too old to associate with them. After Kay had established himself in his new surroundings and had entered into a close group of mutually supportive friends, a Galactic Federation starship had entered Earth's atmosphere as well. You see in this one. Stealthily approached Honshu Island and the landed surreptitiously in Lake Kizaki. The story begins with Kei suffering a minor standstill while in the vicinity of the lake. By this time, witnessing several explainable phenomena happening there, what you see in Police Teacher as well. And then watching as a beautiful half-human alien named Mizuho Kazami materialized beside the shore. Kazami was sent to observe planet Earth by seemingly benevolent Galactic Federation in order to prevent humans from making development mistakes. Kei, upon observing the materialization, attempts to escape the pursuing Kazami. Kazami is under strict orders to prevent her true identity and mission from being discovered. During his attempt to escape, Kei falls into the lake. You guessed it. What is up with a person falling into the lake when you see what is going on in Police Teacher as well? Kazami rescue. Well, that's come to that questionable reason. Anyways, Kazami rescues Kei and using information from his identification is able to return him home in secret. The next day, Kazami has become Kei's new homeroom teacher and next-door neighbor. During assisting her in moving in, Kei suffers from another standstill while in a weakened state, explains his predicament to a compassionate Mizuho, who ends up revealing her own origins and purpose on Earth. Several accidental advocations of Mizuho's teleport technology, which were inadvertently caused by Kei, eventually place Kei and Mizuho in a couple of compromising situations in front of his uncle and aunt and his school's headmaster. But Kei protects Mizuho from charges for an inappropriate relationship between student and a teacher by impulsively stating that they are married. How weird is it could be? The real question is particularly how weird, how in an inappropriate behavior, what, how this between a student and a teacher, what you see in Please Teacher. Well, that is the odd question is that particularly to expect what is going on in Please Teacher, because that is my thing where I say, now what is going on? That's the thing, what you have. But we'll come to that in just some other time resulting in an civil marriage that later blossoms into genuine affection for each other. The headmaster relents partly because he too had married a former student younger than himself and can understand their situation personally. How it understands to see what's going on in particularly Please Teacher as well, because that's the real serious thing as well. Well, for this anime as well. How this is the real question. The headmaster relents partly because he too, as well. Both are allowed to stay so long as they do not reveal their status to the other students and do not engage in public displays of affection. The remainder of the series of above all this concerns the budding intimate relationships between the close friends of whom Koshi Hirakawa is romantically interested in Kei and another named Ichiro Morino, who has suffered an even greater loss of time from the same disease which the character Kei has. I mean, that is almost to see what is going on, as he has the problems of having to maintain the secret of the marriage, an interfering parent, and the sibling visited from the Galaxy Federation, and Kay learning to overcome the ever-present threat of another lengthy standstill, stealing more of his life, particularly as he has deeply in love with Mizuho, and desperately who wants to remain with her. By this time, eventually, Kay falls into another major standstill. In order for him to bring him out of it, Mizuho has to use her technology, which is against the law, but as the result of her credibility, her status on Earth is revoked. She is banned from the planet and all memory of her is erased from anyone's, including Kay's minds. With the help of her mother and sister, she sneaks back and is devastated to learn that Kay, who she is deeply in love with, has no memory of her. While helping her move back in, Kay reveals that his memory has returned, and the two express their love for each other and get married again, as they noticed, if they will. And that is basically the plot story for particularly like the anime series like Please Teacher as well. I mean, any certain character has no memory of themselves. I mean, what is it with characters? What is it with characters who have no memory, particularly in like Please Teacher as well? I mean, that's the basically certain result of how. Well, there's probably any certain character who has no memory, particularly of to expect to see what you see in many certain anime in general, as it was to the credibility as well. Well, that is particularly one of them of how, to me, how the certain character has no memory when they lost a memory, particularly for an anime like Please Teacher as well. Come to think of it. Now, if this was my previous anime review on Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer, then I would have been compelled to see a similar situation, particularly of how this was a dream of any character who has no memory, who in another dream, particularly if you how expect to see from each other, as how different and how similar how it gets, particularly of how accordingly how it goes, particularly for an anime series like Please Teach from each other is in between as well, accordingly because well, there's probably any how to expect for it as well, but it's Please Teacher because it's probably a 12 episode anime series which only lasted for 2 months, 3 months actually in 2002 particularly for an anime like Police Teacher, because despite that, how this particularly how it's given in the title, particularly of how this anime, how to explain what it is about Police Teacher as well, to how you explain how this dealings with. Why? Because this anime series, Police Teacher, has only encapsulated particularly only 12 episodes from January 10th, 2002 until March 28th, 2008. And yes, this anime series was directed by Yasunori Ide as well. And the music particularly was composed by Kazuya Takase, Shinji Orito, Tomoyuki Nakazawa as well. And heaven knows what this anime was only has 12 episodes. I mean, the setting the series Police Teacher was anime series premiered in Japan on the WoWow satellite television network between January 10th and March 28th, 2002, spanning a total of 13 episodes, including a 12 originally premiering on television plus an OVA episode, which is released on DVD, which is basically counted as 13 episodes as well. I mean, it was serialized in MediaWorks Shonen Magazine in Dengeki Daio in January 2002, and it was later adapted into a light novel entitled Onigai Teacher Mizuho and Kei's Milk Diary, published in March 2003 as well. There was also a spin-off sequel to Police Teacher called Please Twins, which was premiered on WoWow between July 15th and October 14th, 2003, which we'll come to that in just a moment for another time. Even though I haven't reviewed Police Twins yet, but probably for another time as well. The setting of the series, left set unset in either anime or manga, is Lake Kizaki, located in Nagano, Japan, and the region and its surrounding locations are featured prominently and accurately across the series as well. The novel states that the school the characters attend is Nagano Prefectural Kizaki High School. The school is based upon the old Matsumoto High School located in Agatano Omori Park of Matsumoto, about an hour south of Lake Kizaki on the JR Oito line. The tower on which Aide and Hyosuke stand upon can be found in Joyama Park on the northwest part of the city, which is a reference to Mizuho's father placed in the series of sometime after 2009. Given her age of 23, the story occurs no earlier than 2034. I mean, what is it with how this anime, particularly how explain what it is about Police Teacher, besides particularly how it's given in the title as well? Well, that's the thing, because many certain anime, as was to unlike any other mangas that have adapted into a anime TV series that are popular in general, well, there's some anime TV series that have been adapted into light novels as well as a manga as well in general, as to many other ones in general, and Police Teacher is one of them as well, accordingly as well. If you're an anime fan and you haven't seen an anime series from the 2000s, give Police Teacher a watch, because it's been a while since I've seen this as well. Because, come to think of it, this was released on DVD by Bandai Entertainment, but now it's licensed by Nozomi Entertainment as a remaster, particularly. Because this anime TV series only has like 12 episodes, and yes, Police Teacher does have a spin-off called Police Twins, I guess. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Police Teacher for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this one. When I first watched this, I didn't know this has 12 episodes, and this includes an OVA, because it's basically of how in episode 12, it's basically repeating the same events from the first episode. It's like, what is it with repeating events from the first episode, what you see in Police Teacher? If you haven't seen Police Teacher, give this anime a watch as well. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook if you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified and keep it otaku for this anime review. And I got another anime review coming up next. What we have for what's in store, what we got. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another 70s anime review, once again for tomorrow's anime review on Machine Hayabusa. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Machine Hayabusa, because you won't want to miss another anime review.